Hey guys, welcome back to another Flesh and Blood video. So today I'm going to be playing Dromai. Right now it's the off season for me. I didn't qualify for Worlds, so it's kind of the off season until the beginning of the year. And right now I'm going to use this time to try and make myself better with some strategies I've not played a lot. Dromai is on that list of things I've not really done a whole lot, so I'm really going to be trying to play Dromai and get the feel for how she plays. Some of the notes are that she's really big into pitch stacking is what I'm aware of, and that she pivots plans really well, and I do enjoy that. I do think that's really nice. So I really enjoyed the games today, and I'm interested to learn more about it. I feel like as the games went on today, I learned a lot more about the deck, even just in the few games I played. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the video and all of its matchups. I now know Kodachi hits for 1. Yes, Kodachi does hit for 1. It indeed does. You get 2 Kodachis and both of them hit for 1. They're very annoying, especially when you're low on life. You have to block them a lot, which you don't want to do. Ghostly Touch seems decent because Rhinar plays a lot of poppers here. Now against Rhinar, we're probably looking for our defense reactions. We will be able to play a little bit of a setup game here. We're not worried about them playing stuff on our turn. I'm just playing 67 cards. I mean, I don't have to worry about getting fatigued. I wonder if they're going to start with rolling Scabskins. Yep. A 1 was rolled, so their turn ends. So we're going to pitch this, make an Ash. We're going to play this, not transform 1, and then we're going to play Passing Mirage. I'd like to keep as much Ash as I can on the field. Playing against Rhinar kind of feels like playing against Bravo, honestly. They have a lot of... A 1 was rolled? Or no, I'm sorry. Oh, they popped Gambler's Clubs to roll a 2. Oh, they're intimidating. Okay. I mean, they only have 1 action point. So, like, are they going to hit us? They just take our entire hand to 11 us? Wow. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. So, we'll play Kyloria, pitching Dustup. We'll attack for 4. We'll attack for 4 with no Phantasm, which is important because it means that they're going to have to throw 2 cards. Or they're going to have to throw in a card and equipment, which is... they're just going to throw 2 equipment pieces? Interesting. Did not see that coming. Now we're going to play Ravioli. Deal an Arcane to our opponent. They have no AV. And they're just going to take 2 here. Interesting. I'm just going to Arsenal this Tome Fyendal because having the blue here, like, we're pretty much just going to take whatever our opponent does. Oh my gosh, our opponent is getting so unlucky. They have rolled a 1 3 times and a 2 once. Wow. I mean, wow. That's all I can say right now. Our opponent is considering quitting, I think. So we're gonna pitch this to play Mage Master to activate Mage Master Boots, which gives our Tome Fyendal go again. We're gonna draw 2 cards and gain 5 life. We're gonna play Burn Them All. And we're pretty much just playing Burn Them All because we need it to be able to. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Attack with Kyloria, because it's 4 no Phantasm and an Arcane. Because if I would have played the Sweeping Blow there... Yeah, if I'd have played the Sweeping Blow there, that would have been the one that got the no Phantasm. I'm somehow winning the race against my I'm just gonna pitch 3 of these and play Vynserakai. Yeah, I really think I am. I mean, this is good because it gives us quite a bit of Nash. I'm going to attack with Azvolai first because if they... I was like, if they want to bust it, that's fine with me. And then we'll pass. We're going to go like that. Wow. Like, I imagine our opponent is, like, tilted to the moon and back. God knows I would be. Hitting Passing Mirage. We're going to play Invoke Yendurai here. I am going to... I'm going to attack with Vynserakai. I mean, so the place that we're at, we have a board presence, and we're just kind of forcing cards out of their hand. I'm going to activate Flamescale Furnace by pitching Dustup to make another Ash. And then I'm just going to Arsenal the Sigil of Solace here. I like having Sigil of Solace in Arsenal. 1, because it can be played at any time. And 2, I mean, like, and I like having it there because, like, if they play Command and Conquer, it can be played at any time. And 2, like, it also starts a turn if I need it to, so... Are they attacking me for 8? Attacking Dromai. I'm going to play Sink Below, put a Rake the Embers on the bottom. I mean, I could use a sand cover, but I don't want to. And now they're going to kill whichever dragon they feel like they have, like probably the Kyloria here. Like, if I had to guess anyway. Yep. Deal 1 Arcane. I mean, our opponent's at 18. Like, and every point of chip damage they take just puts us that much closer to the finish line. Yep, that's fine. I'm just going to go to 33 here. And then... Alright, so we need to put a red card in there for... Yeah, we need to put a red card in there, basically. I'm not going to block, but I'm going to play the sand cover here. We'll take 2. Go to 31. I mean, we're continuing to keep our life lead here. Hi, Taryn. You just come down here to be with me and lay in the sun? We'll block 3, take 5. Excuse me, sorry, I muted my mic because it's just really loud when I sneeze. Play Nekria. We'll attack for 1 and an Arcane. We'll attack for 4. They can bust this or they can take 4. I imagine they'll bust this here. Yep. We have to be able to get 3 red cards in there. Well, them intimidating is a good start. What does this card say again? I always have to read this. While this attack is defended by 2 non-equipment cards. Yeah. So if I block with Yendurai and Foreseen, or I can just take 6. I think I'm just gonna take 6 here to be able to put on as much pressure as possible. We still have all of our equipment left to block with. Yeah, we'll put that on top. Anything that doesn't have Phantasm that gets to attack is just extra value at this point. So, let's see here. I'm going to play this, pitching the Dustup. Gives me another Ash. I'm coming in for 3. And they don't want to block this. Like, they never want to block this because it's just damage. Like, it doesn't represent a board state. And so that's really, really hard for our opponent to block. Plus, Burn Them All is just an extra Arcane here, which feels really solid. We are going to lose our Burn Them All, but I mean, that's fine. Alright, our opponent's at 10. I don't, like, I'm feeling pretty good about where we have them life-wise. Well, getting, like, being able to use the Ashwing one more time here. All right, so they take the Passing Mirage, which takes any options we had off the table. Okay, so our turn looks like pitch blue, play Billowing Mirage, attack with the Ashwing, and then play Passing Mirage. And I get to take just 3 here and go to 17 because of the Fate Foreseen. I think I'm going to put that on the bottom, actually. I don't really know that I want a Tomeltai here. fact that Rhinar only gets to do one thing a turn is like the only thing that's really keeping us in the game here. I mean, I could pitch this Passing Mirage to go Billowing Mirage, attack. I mean, that's a 7-point turn. And I get to Arsenal Tome Fyendal. I'm actually not going to transform my last Ash here. I'd rather keep it in case I draw like a Powerhouse Dragon that I need to be able to get into play. So I played a red card, which means I do have go again. Ooh, and they decided to bust this. Interesting. We'll Arsenal this. It gets +3 from the card that was played. I mean, I can go pitch Passing Mirage, play Rake the Embers. Create an Ash. And then play Cromai, attack. Gain an action point. It's been a weird game. Let's see if they bust my dragon here. I'm curious to know if they do. I do get an action point regardless of whether they bust it or not. They do decide to pop with Phantasm. Okay, so I'm going to play this, pitch Nekria, and then play Passing Mirage. Now they get to have their turn of offense here. Or do they? They get to attack with Dominia with no Phantasm here. What happened? Oh, they rolled Capskins and rolled a 0. Good lord. I have to say, I kind of feel bad for my opponent. I've never seen anybody so unlucky. Attack for 4, no Phantasm. And I get to choose a card for my opponent's hand. Yeah, take the red pack hunt here. I mean, and Invoke Miragai is on top, which means we kind of get double no Phantasm here. And they blocked with their only popper. Now that's interesting. Yeah, ravioli, ravioli. Give me your hand only. I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything cool on the spot to come up with there. Okay, our opponent's at 5, and we have a board. Like, this hand is cool, but this hand is also not very good. Because I have no Ash. Did I play myself into a corner? Okay, well. Okay, that was not what I would call getting lucky. They roll a 6 on the Scabkins this time around? I was like, I can only assume so. Becomes an illusionist ally. Alright, so I get to attack for 7 here. Or I get to attack for 6 here, I guess. And I have not played a red card, so I don't have go again. But I do get to attack for 6 with no Phantasm. It's pretty decent. That's the thing about playing Dromai, is that each game is just long and grindy like this. Being able to play Dracona Optima would be good here. Oh, they do take it from our hand. I assume they're going to hit Ravioli here. No, they're going to attack me for 7. We are going to cover up 7. Keep Cromai. Pitch Dracona Optima to play Miragai. Play Cromai. So we get to attack for 3, gain an action point, no Phantasm. I mean, I was like, we're probably going to strip 2 to 3 cards out of our opponent's hand here. Yeah, we want to hit them with the Arcane here, so attack with Ravioli. I have no idea why I decided to start calling this card Ravioli, but I did one day, and here I am. And if they want to block and bust with another card, they're welcome to, but that leaves them with 1 card in hand. They decide to go to 3. Okay. Sweeping Blow, play Vynserakai is a very good line here. There you go. Alright, so our opponent obviously didn't mean to skip here. Like, I figured they didn't, but I was just going to play on with my turn, because if they didn't want to do anything, then that's on them, not me, for not wanting to do anything here. They're attacking me for 6. I'm going to block 2, take 4 here. Go to 2. It's like, I don't think my opponent is trying to block 9 here. I truly don't understand why they're blocking 6. Oh. Yep. And that's why you play it around. That's why you play around Reckless Swing. I thought about it after we went to 2. They hadn't played a Reckless Swing all game. Like, we were about to hit second cycle. and they hadn't played a Reckless Swing all game, so... Alright, so my first game was against Rhinar. Rhinar has a lot of busts in their deck just naturally, so it's kind of a weird matchup. I felt like I played the game pretty well, honestly. I was like, adding to the board. I was, staying ahead, keeping their life total pressured, and I had a pretty good board mounted at the end of the game there. And at the end of the game, I just wasn't thinking about Reckless Swing, and I just threw it away. I made some poor decisions at the end of the game, and it ended up costing me the game. And it's really funny to, this is a good example of playing really well and then making a couple of mistakes will cost you games. And so that's just kind of what you saw there. It was a really good learning experience just to play against Rhinar in general. And, hats off to my opponent for, over blocking there at the end to guarantee the Reckless Swing kill. It was a good play by my opponent. I'd go first if I had to guess. And again, this is a matchup where all of our defense reactions are very good. We don't want the E-Pot. We don't want the Senpai. We do not want Themai. Passing Mirage is probably not super relevant, but I imagine on some level does protect us. We'll just go ahead and cut those and leave it the way it is, and try it this way. Good luck, opponent. And then we'll see what our opponent's got here. I don't think this is a very good matchup for Dromai, but we shall see. So I'm going to be honest, I feel that way about most of the matchups, and I think that's honestly from a lack of my playing and a lack of just most things. Is that I don't really... Man, this is hard. Like, I just don't feel like Dromai has a lot of good matchups. Like, I don't know what they are. I don't know how people feel that way, if you want the truth. Like, Dromai just kind of feels like a bad Prism in my head. And that's how I feel when I play it, so... Ooh, Belittle Vynserakai, interesting. And they pitch a red, so they're obviously going to go get a blue. Yeah, blue minnowism. I'm just going to take 3 here. That'll make our Oasis Respite a 5-point card instead of 4, so... Grasp of the Arknight. Feels like they'll probably play a Swarming Loomveil here and then follow it up with Rosetta Thorn and Arsenal. If I had to guess, that's probably what it looks like. Yeah, so I'm not going to block the Arcane. And you haven't played a non-attack action. And they pass their turn, and they don't have Thorn. Alright, well, that was a weird turn. So... pitch this for Mage Master Boots. We'll play this pitching Miragai. And we'll play Cromai. So we'll attack with Cromai, get an action point. Like, they probably have Command and Conquers and Erase Faces in their deck. That's probably the only 2 Pauper cards they have. Now, if Dromai becomes bad enough and Vynserakai, is having a hard time with it, Vynserakai can just always go back to running go back to running Runic Reclamation, which will allow them to. I mean, it just gives them. It just gives them like good blocks. Now I'm going to pass to my opponent. We have a little bit of a board set up here. Now our opponent does have 5 cards in hand, which is scary. We're going to go Respite, Miragai, and Kyloria. So I get to play Sink Below this turn. Shrill, Vexing Malice, Spellblade Assault. Man, I don't know if it's the builds of Vynserakai that are happening or what, but I've played against so many Vynserakai that are whiffing so regularly, too. Alright, so they're getting an attack by pitching Revel in Runeblood. Love to see Revel in Runeblood gone, because that card is just always like a 0 for 4 that we don't block, because we don't play that many blues. So Swarming Gloomveil is revealed. Alright, so they get a Swarming Gloomveil. Now they have a Rune Chant. So by playing it, they will make another one. Yeah, I'm not going to prevent the Arcane. I'm going to take one. I'm going to play Sink Below here. Wait. What? It didn't highlight. It didn't highlight it? I don't understand. That was weird. Alright, so no blocks. And now we get to pick reactions. We're going to bottom the Vynserakai here because we're not going to be able to play it. And we kind of want to be able to just like do things here. Oh, we didn't get the block because they attacked our Kyloria. And now they're going to thwart us for 2 and kill Cromai, I imagine is what they're going to be doing. Attacking Cromai. Yeah, see, this is pretty cool because, like, unlike when you were playing against Prism, they still get to do all the arcane damage to us, which you do not get when you attack a Spectra card. And they get to kill our dragons and keep the arcane plan going. It's actually a really good game plan for them. And I enjoy that it's set up that way. We're going to pitch this. Attack for 3. Like we're getting to keep pressure on our opponent and keep a little bit of a board state here. I'm just going to go ahead and Arsenal to Rake the Embers here. I don't even really know that I'll play it next turn, but Vynserakai does not check there. Belittle, Mordretide. Alright, so they get to get a Belittle here. What are we doing here? Playing Sigil of Solace, but playing Nekria, and then attacking with Dustup. So this is not a bad turn. I can use the Crown if I need to put the Rake the Embers on the bottom. I'm just going to play the Rake the Embers actually. No, I'm not, because I'm going to play the Vynserakai, the Nekria. Ooh, they're attacking our Aether Ashwing here. Interesting. They get a blue Minnowism. I mean, doesn't seem bad. They activate Grasp, have 2 floating. Alright, red Mavrins, guys, kind of changes everything if you want the truth. Like, if they come in with Shrill here, we're probably just going to throw our 2 equipment pieces in the Dustup. Because this is... Red Mavrins, guys, is one of those things that you want to block always. We'll take the Arcane, they'll make a Rune Chant, and then we'll have 2 Arcane damage coming at us. We'll just go to 29 here. Wait. Sorry, opponent. Meant to block there. Because I cannot let you have the red Mavrins, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to go to 25 here. Or 24, I guess. I wasn't counting for the extra Rune Chant. But I'm going to go back to 27 because of the Sigil here, so not exactly a bad start. If this hits, I will make an Ash, so there is that. That's pretty cool. Go to 27. Don't really understand what you're trying to, like, if you're trying to back up through blocks, like, we're already past that point. I mean, we could revert the whole turn if you wanted to, but... Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to crown to put the Rake the Embers on the bottom, or we could use this turn to play the Rake the Embers. So what we can do is pitch I don't know why I keep calling that Vynserakai. That's obviously Nekria. Lead to charge, Consuming Volition, and Command and Conqueror revealed. I'll take the 1 here. I'm pretty much never blocking AB. Like, unless I have a blue, and then even then, the one time I did have a blue when they started coming in with AB, it made more sense to keep the blue in my hand. So, is that seriously all 3 Sonatas? Wow. So I'm curious to know if they kill the Nekria here, or if they just try to come face and just try to come after me. Consuming Volition. If this hits a hero, they discard a card. So I'm definitely just going to throw my my Flamescale Furnace here. If this hits a hero. It does say if this hits a hero, so... The hits and hits a hero text is something that became very relevant when Dromai and Allies became a thing. Hi, Karen. What are you doing, Karen? Come here. You just meandering around the house today? Huh? Who's a sweet little kitty, huh? Yeah, who's a sweet kitties? Alright, so 2 Arcane, so we're going to 24. They make 1 on the back end because of Consuming Volition, and we're just going to block with the Furnace here. It's an easy way to keep all the cards in my hand. Then they pass. Alright, they had a pretty mediocre turn. So we're going to play Rake the Embers, pitching Nekria. And then I'm going to attack with Nekria. And then if they don't have a bust here, I'm going to end my turn on Dustup, pitching Azvolai to Flamescale Furnace. Actually, if they're letting that hit, I might just be pitching the Dustup and playing Azvolai. Maybe this isn't a good matchup for Vynserakai. I don't know. I mean... Dylan Arcane. Okay, so they have no AB. I just thought about that. They have no AB, so that's nice. So that means Burn Them All. Like a late in the game, Burn Them All is going to be very good for us. And they're just taking the 2 here, going to 20. I mean, I feel like Vynserakai can honestly just spend the turn cleaning up. We'll go Nekria, then Dustup. Like, they can just spend the turn cleaning up our stuff here. Like, all the extra arcane damage does give them, like, a whole threat that they are... A whole extra other, like, level of threats they're playing on. So, yeah, they're going to start by killing Azvolai here. Now, the good news for us is that when they have to spend a turn killing a bunch of stuff, we are getting an extra turn of just being able to just kind of get in the red zone. Quite a few red cards in there, so we have quite a few turns of that. I do have a Fate Foreseen if they do decide to come at us for something. So they're attacking Nekria for 5 to kill Nekria with no go again. Does Mauvrion Sky say hits or hits a hero? And if this hits, yeah, so man, they could be playing red Mauvrion Skies and then killing one of our dragons is insane. Yeah, so that has to hit us to be able to discard a card, which is kind of nice. And then they have no action points. So they really weren't able to clean up here. Like, as much, like they cleaned up 2 threats, but not nearly as much as I thought they were going to be able to, if you want the truth. So... They did Arsenal a card, which means if they have a bust, they drew it. I'm going to put the Rake the Embers back into my deck to try and keep it for second cycle. I would like to be able to have I like having second cycle cards. I feel like pitch stacking is a very important part of playing Dromai. Like just as a whole. They take an Arcane. They take 1. They take 1. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like we're super far ahead or anything, but Prism showed us that death by 1,000 cuts is definitely a way to win the game. So, I'm going to go Fate, then Rake. Oh, drawing 3 blues is really awkward. Drawing 3 blues and Burn Them All is really awkward too, especially, so... This might be a good blocking hand, because we don't really have a way to give our stuff go again. I guess we could Crown of Providence here to try and get us out of an awkward hand. Alright, our opponent plays Mauvrion Skies. We're going to take the Arcane. Now, the question is... Oh, they're going to send 7 at us. Okay. So... I mean, I could just play the other Burn Them All here. So we're going to do this. We're going to put one of the Billowing Mirages on the bottom. Drawn to a Miragai. That feels pretty good. giving our first dragon attack no Phantasm is awesome. And then we're going to Fate Foreseen. Let's see what we got on top. You know, I don't have another defense reaction, and I just put one at the bottom, so leaving a Sink Below on top seems like a pretty good play here. Ether Ironweave. So he's going to attack us for 7. We're going to take the Rune Chant and... I think blocking 6 here and taking 1 is good because it allows us to keep our lead. And this does not have Go Again because there was no Mauvrian Skies. And they have nothing to be able to Spellbound in. So we're just going to pitch, burn them all to play Miragai. Come in for an Arcane and 2 no Phantasm. I felt like blocking 6 there was the correct play based off of... Like, we have a life lead and we have a board advantage right now, so I would rather play to that. Alright, our opponent doesn't have a popper. I mean, based off the way they've been playing the game, they're probably just going to go to 8 here. Again, Death by 1,000 Cuts is an effective strategy in this game, so especially when some of that strategy... especially when some of that strategy is, like, bigger than just, like, 1,000 cuts. The 3 Ether Ashwings are just, like... So the Burn Them All and the Ether Ashwings represent 4 points every turn that they're either required to block or take. Now, the downfall for us is that when they do draw a bust, which is... something that they are more than likely running in their deck. I can't imagine that they don't have some number of busts in their deck. Yeah, and then... I mean, my opponent might activate Spellbound Creepers here to get Go Again. Clicking U a bunch of more times isn't going to undo your actions anymore. You need to revert to the last turn. Okay, so game 2 is against Vynserakai. We get our first win. Now 1-1, and I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of dialing this up to the fact that it felt like my opponent didn't really understand what was happening. Like they didn't understand their role in the matchup, or they didn't really understand the Vynserakai deck in general. Maybe they had some really bad hands, and I'm just completely wrong. That is very possible. But they, like, I don't know. Like, I just kind of felt like I played my game plan. My opponent didn't kill things as often as they should have, or maybe they killed things too often. I'm not really sure. But at the end of the game, you see we're mounting a board presence. Like, we are super far ahead. We have a lot of cards in hand, and we're up on life total. Like, we were really far ahead in the Vynserakai game. And so that's, I mean, I think my opponent just, like, their lack of understanding for the matchup just kind of really helped put us ahead step by step until it looked like a mountain at the end of the game. We kind of pushed through enough damage. I don't think the Sink Belows are really where we want to be, and I don't think Themai is worth it. I think this is a good list. I think we just need to play it like this and try to stay away from the Sinks and the Fates and things like that. Now, I guess the only problem we'll run into is if they're playing Aggro Dash, we'll have... we won't really have enough blocking. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Curious to know how this one goes. They start with Chamber, so they're playing what I would consider the correct build. They are playing Goliath Gauntlet. They might not be. They might not be playing the Iron Rot Gauntlet version, and they might just also be playing aggro. Aggro with aggro with Chamber to try and not get fatigued. That is something that people like to do. Not really personally a fan of it, but I know a lot of people that like to do it. Can't tell if our opponent's debating between attacking or what they're doing here. They are, but all right. So they are playing aggro. We're just gonna block 3 here. If they are playing the pistol items here, then boosting is a dangerous game. I don't really understand why they boosted there. Maybe in case I didn't block. They wanted to be able to... Gonna be honest, I don't really know what they wanted to be able to do there. Create an Ash token, play Sweeping Blow. And I'm going to finish on Energy Potion here, I think, is probably better, because if not, they have a pretty open window to just attack the Passing Mirage because we have nothing else in play. So it gives them a decent window to just go ahead and knock out the Passing Mirage, and I don't really want that to be what they're doing. And we'll go ahead and arsenal this. Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Alright, well. Sorry about that. Ooh, high octane. High octane's a pretty good start for them. I mean, okay, so our opponent is definitely playing aggro, for sure. I'm curious to see how many points they squeak through. Because this is what I would consider one of their bigger turns. Now, it's also kind of weird because this makes me kind of regret not bringing in... kind of makes me regret not bringing in all my defense reactions, because knowing that they're on this game plan would make me set up a lot better for this matchup. I mean, maybe this is the game plan that you need. Maybe you need to play it like you did Prism. Maybe you bring in the pistol items and you just play aggro anyway, instead of trying to play like the slower controlling style dash. Like maybe that's not the game plan here. I just hate to boost over those items and get put into a bad spot. Like, I can play Burn the Ball, pitch Azvolai and play Rake the Embers. Or I could pitch Billowing Mirage and play Rake the Embers and then play Azvolai. So attacking passing Mirage. Okay. So they go down to 1 action point. Thought that already had a Steam counter on it. Oh, so you can just pay into the chamber like you can the pistol, which is fine. I mean, makes sense. The text box is exactly the same, so. Alright, and our opponent's going to play a Plasma Purifier, which is going to give us a pretty decent turn. I mean, they pitch a high octane to do so. Let's see if they Arsenal here. If they don't, they have a Popper. Okay, so they did. So... kind of like popping the energy potion here to play our whole hand. The other option is play Burn Them All, pitch this to play Rake the Embers, and then play Azvolai. Actually, I think this is a better play for keeping Ash on the board, and I'm actually going to choose not to flip that one over because we need to be able to keep... Ash during this game to be able to keep pushing our game plan forward. Also, if you're boosting, you might boost over some of your poppers, which, I mean, might just be something you have to deal with here. Like, during this game, like, in this specific matchup, that might just be something you have to deal with. Target our opponent here. Alright, so we dealt 2 arcane damage. Can't decide if our opponent's debating blocking or what they're doing here. Like, I can't imagine they'll block here. So I definitely like putting the Tomeltai on the bottom for a later game thing. I mean, we could. No, we can't. No, we can't. So we might as well just play Miragai here, I guess. We can block with the... Man, I don't know. Blocking with Tomeltai is just rough. Like, that's not something you ever want to be doing. Yeah, if they activate Purifier... They're probably going to attack Azvolai, I imagine, here. I mean, I guess we could pop the Energy Potion to play Tomeltai and kill Accelerator. Or if we hit two things, we can kill their Heart, which is also not bad. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, or it's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't really see a way to put Tomeltai into play and it be successful. Like, and us be able to keep the Tome Fyendal here. I just don't think it's possible. I think arsenaling the Tome Fyendal this turn is probably our best bet, whatever we're trying to accomplish. We could pop Energy Potion. No, there's just not really a great line here. Like, either way, like, I mean, I guess we're just going to pitch the Tomeltai to play Miragai, and then we're going to pitch the Vynserakai to the Flamescale Furnace, arsenal the Tome Fyendal. Or we might just be blocking with the Vynserakai here. The whole Mage Master Boots Tome Fyendal thing is pretty cool in my opinion. I do enjoy that. I have no idea what our opponent's doing. I mean, like, if our opponent plays much slower than this, like the rest of the game, I'm probably going to type in the chat and be like, hey, I'm going to need you to play faster, dude. Like, this is already a long matchup, and my Social Security check's going to get here at some point. Yeah, we'll block 3 here. So there's one of their poppers out of their deck that they're attacking us with, like, which is interesting. That might have been what they were taking so much time to think about, is if they wanted to attack us or not. They probably had 2 poppers in their hand, maybe. If they don't pitch their last card here, then they definitely had 2 poppers in their hand. Now Miragai plays around it quite well, and so that just doesn't matter. I'm hoping they just boost away a ton of their Alright, they're boosting away some of their reds, which is good. I like to see that. Honestly, I like to see them boost away a chamber here. We'll block nothing, take 2. Kind of surprised that it didn't pistol me there. Two and an arcane. I mean, like, it's nothing to write home about, but they are playing aggro. Putting pressure on them and trying to, you know, whittle their life total down while also blocking efficiently is going to be the best way to win this match. Now, the Tome of Fyendal turn, we're probably just going to take some damage on and hope they have a lackluster hand here. Because we can actually just pop the energy potion, activate the boots, and then play the Tome of Fyendal, which is kind of nice. And then we have multiple. Well, and then at that point, like, we'll have like anywhere from like 4 to 6 cards in our hand, which means we'll gain quite a few life. We might use one of the Cromais to block here. If possible, I'd like to be able to put... I'd like for this to be a big dragon turn and put multiple things into play. Really put pressure on our opponent. Because if they have a 4 in hand, they'll pistol us twice and then they'll 4 the Miragai. It's probably what they'll do. Not in that specific order because you can't, but that is the gist of what they'll do. Really like to see a Kyloria, honestly, like with the no Phantasm effect, with a Miragai effect or a Passing Mirage effect in play, because then that really puts us in a spot to where they're forced to block. Flips over a 0 to 60. They're attacking us for 1. Just going to block with the Mage Master Boots and go to 31 here. They might be trying to get all of our equipment. I'm honestly not sure. Like maybe they have the Tri-Bone Hand, as people have been calling it. Like one of the best turn 1 hands you can have in Dash, like ever, and I do mean ever, is T-Bone, or it's Pitch Blue to load pistol, T-Bone Shockwave, because you get all your opponent's equipment just off the bat. Hit a red T-Bone and a yellow Throttle. So, I mean, we are getting some of the value cards out of their deck here. Now, I'm not really sure what they're doing with 4 resources this turn, but... Are they playing Teclo Pounder, popping Accelerator, and then doing something else? I mean, pop Accelerator, play another Teclo Pounder, honestly doesn't seem that bad if you want my opinion. Play a Plasma Purifier. Alright, so they're really just trying to load up on items and get the best of us here. Gain 2 resources, play Mage Master Boots, play Tome of Fyendal. And we go to 37. So we're going to play Sweeping Blow, Pitching Burn Them All. This will make 3 Ash. This gives us a pretty good offensive hand. Like, honestly, like, this puts us in a pretty decent spot here. Now, like, they have the items that they're trying to set up to win the game here, but we are in a pretty decent spot. Like, we're ahead on life, and we're putting a lot of pressure on them this turn. They take 1, go to 33. Now, they do have a 5-card hand. So Cromai, Attack for 6, play Passing Mirage, pitch Nekria to activate Furnace and pass. Alright. So this says go again, and we get an action point here, so this seems like having 2 Cromais in play is really solid. Honestly, part of me wants to just get greedy and just play the Nekria here and not have any Ash, because we'll have 4 dragons in play that are ultimately all, like, in their own way. Like, they all present a lot of value here. But the Passing Mirage is just so good and just allows us to keep the no Phantasm attacks to start the turn. Alright, so they obviously have a popper here, and they're debating whether they want to use it now or later. Because they're hoping we attack with the Miragai so that they can kill it. And then we'll play Passing Mirage and pass. We'll go Nekria, then burn them all. This is also a pretty sweet hand. We can Billowing Mirage and Kyloria here, which is pretty solid. And we get to basically just get to block with the Nekria here. Pitching the Dustup. Yeah, is what we'll be doing. Seems pretty good. So they activate both of their purifiers here. Play Goliath Gauntlet. Okay. So maybe this is a block with Dustup and Nekria turn, and just put Kyloria into play. I don't hate blocking 6 here. Like, we're keeping our life advantage here. They can kill Miragai and Passing Mirage if they want. Like that seems like it, like from Dash's perspective, that's probably the things you want to kill the most. We'll probably try to set up becomes an illusionist ally with Phantasm. It does not become a dragon, correct? Played a red card, dragons. You control have go again. So where there's never a way to give the Ghostly Touch go again, but we can set up a turn late in the game where our Ghostly Touch has, you know, it has like, you know, 5 to like anywhere from 4 to 6 counters on it. We can kind of end a turn with it if we want to. Alright, so they're boosting and attacking Cromai. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Playing aggro dash, or like playing this like weird like slot, like this weird like hybrid version, is very awkward because they're boosting away like they've boosted away some good cards here, and we're maintaining a board presence and just kind of staying ahead of them here. It's honestly like they're just not accomplishing that much. They're going to kill Miragai here. I firmly believe that they're going to kill Miragai. And if they don't, then they've really never played this matchup and they don't understand their role in the matchup. Yeah, okay, cool. So they do that, I mean, which they needed to do. And then they're probably going to shoot down the Passing Mirage, because me having Phantasm is just so good. Like, if I keep Phantasm here, I'm going to be able to attack with Kyloria with no Phantasm, which is just, like, it's so good. Card disadvantage? Yes, exactly. Card disadvantage. And in this matchup, it matters. Oh, they're just attacking me? Okay, bet, fam. Now, let's see if they Arsenal here. I mean, I don't understand why they didn't load one of their items. Like, I think this person has played some games on Dash, but I don't think they've played a lot of games on Dash, if you want the truth. Oh, now they're undoing their last action. So the, like, this is, yeah, so they're just using, if they, I think they just realized they didn't load any of their items, and now they're doing what they were going to do. Like, which I guess doesn't really change a lot, so there's nothing to really be upset about, but at the same time, our opponent did click through a few steps before they decided to do anything. Before they decided that they were going to undo that, which is a little frustrating. I think I'm actually going to let this burn them all go. Well, let's see what we have. No, I'm going to keep it around for one more turn. And oh, if they'll give me an item, if they don't block this out, I am 100% going to take their induction chamber here because they don't have another one. And then they're stuck trying to boost the rest of the game, and then we can just fatigue the crap out of them. I'm also going to attack with a Dromai here. Or the Cromai. I said Dromai. Dromai's my hero. I was like, we're either pushing more damage through here, or they're going to throw a popper. So, let's see. We can... Is Billowing Mirage the transform, or is it the... It is. It is transformed. So, activate purifiers, that's fine. It makes me think they're going to come after me with the first one, and I need to decide how I'm going to block here. I could... So I could pitch Billowing, or I could pitch Rake the Embers, or pitch Vynserakai, play Billowing Mirage, and then pitch Dominia, play Rake the Embers. I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate that, because depending on what they kill or don't kill here, yeah, like they're trying to put pressure on me, which is fine. I really like Vynserakai, and I really like getting it in play. Because it is basically just it's a 3 for 9 is what it says, and I really like that. It's a 3 for 9. It's either a 3 for 9 or it gets 2 cards from my opponent's hand, which I'm really a big fan of. I would be baffled if they did not kill the Kyloria here. Every time my opponent boosts a card, I am edging a step further ahead of the game, because the less cards they have in their game, the better for me. In their hand, or in their deck, the better for me. They're attacking me with a combustible courier. I mean, this feels like an easy block 6. Block Vynserakai, block Billowing Mirage, and then we get to pitch Dominia to play Rake the Embers. Seems like good value to me. It would be so good to have our defense reactions in the deck right now, because having, like, being able to block with Furnace and a Sink Below right there from Arsenal or Fate Foreseen or something would be cracked, would be insane. Now, I am definitely going to let the... Okay, so they attack Kyloria, and they don't boost here. Alright, so we still have the no Phantasm, which is nice. And I get to leave one. They take an Arcane. Like, again, we're like... So, Ether Ashwings are, like, the thing that I fear the most as a Dash player. Like Rake the Embers is one of the cards that scares me the most as a Dash player, as a control Dash player, because you just don't have a lot of effectiveness against dealing against them. because like you set up these purifiers and you're wanting to like 12 your opponent every turn, but you can't because these things like this, like the Ether Ashlings will death by a million cuts like 1,000 times, and they will constantly win, like lose, like you will lose the game if you let them stick around. Is what I'm trying to say, but I'm having a stroke and so it's not coming through. Looks like our opponent's just going to go to 15 here. Like, we have 4 dragons in play and a passing Mirage. I mean, I guess with all those dragons, we might as well keep it around one more turn. Another red Rake the Embers here. I kind of actually like... we can block with Sweeping Blow. So, or... We pitch Miragai to play Sweeping Blow, and then we pitch Sigil of Solace to play Rake the Embers. Also depends on what they kill. If they decide that they're going to kill my passing Mirage, then maybe not. I don't know. It all comes down to what our opponent decides they're going to do this turn. They did keep 4 cards, but we're also up 11 points, so... I don't know. We'll see what our opponent does here. Just going to leave my cursor here because I'm going to be clicking pass a lot with them loading the items and doing all the stuff they do. Ooh, a Combustible Courier. Combustible Courier for 6 too. Like, so, like, okay. So there's no world where it's correct to do this, right? Like, there's no world where it's correct to just let them have their 2 for 9. And I say 2 for 9 because it's coming in for 6, then if it hits, it gets an auto +3 against me. I mean, I don't think there's ever a world where that's correct. Activate Purifier. Activate Purifier. Spark of Genius did grant go again, and they're attacking me for 4. Yeah, I'm just going to go to 22 here. Are they going to pistol me? Alright, I'll go to 18. I'm only going to transform 2. I am going to leave 1 because I always like to have an Ashling around. Have they boosted over any poppers? No, they have not. Wow, they're getting incredibly lucky this game. And we've only seen 1. Like, we've only actually seen 1. Oh, they're throwing a card to block here. They did take the Arcane, though. The good news is that if they have poppers, they have to have 2 because of Alright, they undid their blocks. They didn't have to hit undo. They could just hit undo blocks at the bottom of the screen. They do have to have 2 poppers here if they're wanting to stop our turn in its tracks. I mean, we got the block for 6 and then attack them for 6. Like, that's a 12-point value hand. That's good. Our opponent, we're up 9 points and we have all of our equipment left to block with. And honestly, we pitched our only sigil we've seen so far. So we could just play sigils here, go to 24 and take whatever they do, and then pitch Dustup to play Kyloria, come in with Kyloria, no Phantasm. I say this because I've never played this matchup from the Dromai side, but I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know what their hand could be, but it feels like we are miles ahead right now. Miles. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to take 4 here. I see no reason to use our equipment. That basically, like, we still have 2 more. We're still +2 off of our sigils right now. Like, and I don't know what they could want to dominate for 1 resource that, like... Alright, so now their dominate's gone. And they play another chamber. I'm going to be honest. I think it's just a little too late for you, buddy. So, hang on. Let's think about this for a second. So, I had talked about pitching the Dustup to play Kyloria and then coming in with no Phantasm. I could pitch a Sigil, play another Sigil, negate one of the... And then, like, we basically just took 1 last turn if we play a Sigil because they came in for 4 and then played an item. I actually like that a lot better because then we can attack with all of our stuff and we can attack with all of our dragons and all of our Ashwings and then end the turn on a Dustup. Like, we're just putting enough pressure on our opponent to win the game here, I think. Like, not to win this turn, but I think we're putting enough pressure on our opponent where we're going to start stripping cards every turn. And, like, they're already behind on cards. So if they're blocking every turn, we will just fatigue them if we don't kill them. 4, no Phantasm. The decision that I made on, like, the second turn of the game where I played the passing Mirage has changed the game for us in such a positive light. Okay, so taking a chamber allows them to attack for 8 versus taking a purifier allows them to attack for 9. So we're going to take a chamber. Now, we can never use it for anything, but I am a big fan of just taking their items because if they're trying to boost and win the game here, they're just going to lose. Like, they just don't have enough. I don't know if my opponent's about to concede or what they're doing, but I assume they're going to concede. They said GG and then disconnected. Well, I wish they would have conceded the game first because now we got to sit here, which is, like, it sucks a little bit, but all right. So our turn was going to be Cromai, all 5 of our Ashwings, and then we were going to play Dustup, and then I was probably going to Arsenal the Sigil because Sigil can bail us out of an awkward hand where we don't have Go Again or we can't play anything. So having it in Arsenal seems a lot better. Plus, it's 3 life on command. We don't have to like do anything for it. Like if they do play like a random command and conquer at us, like we can just play it from our arsenal and we don't have to use crown or anything. So we were up 6 points there at the end of the game. Like, yeah, I'm not like our opponent gave the thumbs up here. So sorry. So I want to take a second to, because the score is pretty close. Like, I'm only up 6 points, but I really want to talk about how far ahead I was here. I'm up 6 points. I have yet to attack. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 12 more points coming in this turn, and I'm gaining 3. That is a 15-point swing in 1 turn, plus the 5 points we have from equipment that they do not have. So what did I say? That's 15 points. We're basically at 20 points in the game. Like, we were super far ahead that game. So, yeah, that one felt like a pretty good win because the way the game started out, I did not think it was going to go that well. Okay, so game against Dash. Every time I play against Dash and I win and I'm not playing Dash, it makes me a little sad on the inside, if you want the truth, because I love to see Dash win. Like, Dash is my favorite hero in the game, and I like to see people who are playing her do well. There at the end of the game, you kind of hear me talk about how far I was ahead. Now, at the beginning of the game, my opponent started playing Chamber. They started with Chamber, so I was like, okay, they are playing the control plan. And then they started boosting. And so I was like, okay, they're playing a mixed plan here, which was interesting because I thought they were going to run us over. Because that was how you beat Prism. Like, when Prism was around, that's how you beat it with Dash, was to bring in the pistol items and to just try and kill things and put as much pressure on them as possible. That's what my opponent did to me, and it did not work out for them. It was pretty surprising. The game went a lot better for me than I thought. I'd really have to go back and watch and study to see where the big turning point was. But at the end of the game, whatever happened, I was so far ahead. Like, I was infinitely far ahead, and I was just winning the game by a long shot. So, I don't know. It felt good. I hate winning against Dash, but it also felt good to get that win there. This is the same person. I will definitely go first. I don't know if I was playing in Comp CC last time or not. So... Cut the Thermais and just play it like this. Yeah, I don't know. Like, let's try it again. Let's see if the strategy was a good strategy. Okay, I didn't get to say hi and good luck. Or if we just got lucky. We'll pitch a Kyloria, start to cycle. Now, our opponent started with a Teklo Pounder. Now, and they're playing Talishar. I mean, if they're playing this like hyper aggro version, then we probably should have just brought in our, our defense reactions. But we have no way of knowing what our opponent is doing here, so. And then we're going to play Dustup for 4. We've already gotten one card out of their hand. Like, the thing about the Talishar deck is that it can be fatigued pretty easily. Now, the Energy Potion and the Rake the Embers are going to be pretty weird because we are going to have to, we're going to be stuck blocking. I'm just going to go ahead and create some more Ash here off this. Oh, Lord. I mean, I might as well. We're forcing our opponent to have something here. Let's see. All right, sorry, 1 second here. I just realized that Nathaniel typed card disadvantage in my chat roughly around the same time that Alexander texted it to me. So, yeah, that's what that's the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. In case y'all are wondering. All right, so our opponent's coming in for 4 here. They do require an equipment block. I mean, honestly, if our opponent just starts boosting and boosting and boosting away, I'm just gonna block. Because like if you can hold out through the Teklo Pounder and the Talishar, like you're infinitely ahead in this matchup. Well, not just in this matchup, honestly, in any matchup. No. Sorry, opponent. I wanted to block. I didn't realize what I was passing through. Yep, I'll text sorry and say want to block. Like, I don't feel bad about hitting undo, honestly, in situations like that, because it was chosen as the target. I don't feel bad in situations like that because, the undo function is pretty convenient, honestly. It's something that I wish that, Magic had thought of quite some time ago. I'm going to block 3 here. They boosted over a maximum velocity here, which makes me feel pretty solid. That is a pretty good feeling to watch them boost over like some of their highest value cards. You have to pitch a card to activate the heart here. On my turn, I'm going to attack and then just play the Sigil of Solace. More than likely, but I might just Arsenal the Sigil of Solace because Sigil of Solace is just, it's 3 life, it's 3 life. They're probably not going to boost here, if I had to guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. We'll attack for 1. They'll take 1, and we'll Arsenal this here. So I'm probably just going to block 9 here, and then Arsenal the Tome Fyendal here, and then try to see what their next turn looks like, and have a Tome Fyendal set up. I do like the idea of having Tome Fyendal and Arsenal to help us gain some life. I'm going to block Miragai, Billowing Mirage. I really don't want to block with a Tomeltai if I don't have to, but I will when necessary. And honestly, the Tome Fyendal might just be worth blocking 2 here. Oh, they're attacking the Aether Ashwing here. And they boosted away another, like, they have boosted 4 red cards. That's very unfortunate for my opponent. I have been in that situation many times, and honestly, it's not fun. I mean, I'm going to block 3 here and take 3, like... And if you're wanting to pop Accelerator to Talishar me here, like, cool. Because Sigil of Solace basically just negates their payload. And I get to go back to 37. I'm just going to go ahead and play this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and Arsenal this. We got 1 more turn of Teklo Pounders. Block 3, and then I can block 2 if I need to. Yep, so 3 comes 2, I go to 34, and then 4 comes through and I go to 30. Yep. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. This is not a very good blocking hand. Honestly, to be able to, like, I might just, like, block with the Dustup here and just try to gain 5 life. This might be a good equipment block turn. Put the Tome Fyendal on the bottom of the deck. Put this Tome Fyendal on the bottom of the deck just to clarify. Because we get to block 5, and then we can probably have a pretty decent turn here. Like gain some decent life. And then play Burn Them All in Kyloria and just kind of start trying to chip in. Force cards out of their hand because they'll see the Snatch Dragon and think I need to block it, and most people do. Yeah, I'm going to go to 27 here. Going to activate Heart to Talishar me. I'm gonna save the Flamescale Furnace for when I need to block a dominated hit or something along those lines. let's see, they had an 8, 12, 15 point turn, and we blocked quite a bit of it. Played Tome Fyendal, gained 4, go to 24. So, play Kyloria, play Cromai, play Burn Them All. And arcane damage comes through here. I don't know if it'll actually hit them or not, but it is going to be put on the stack at least. Good lord. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat there. I'm not sure what's going on. I can pitch the Dominia to have a second Ash here. And just kind of keep cards in the deck, because that way we know we'll have a pretty decent second cycle. I mean, maybe you just need to Sinks the Fates and all that kind of stuff to play around. To be able to play around to be able to play around like this aggro build that people are playing. So they're not even really concerned about the on-hit effect. They're just concerned about like trying to filter their hand to make it better. I've realistically got about 4 more turns before we're having to start yeah, sorry. So defense step, Crown of Providence. My opponent could have put a different card on the bottom of their deck right here by me undoing that. I don't know. That was one of the decisions that I had to make there. Was that I was okay with my opponent like putting an extra card, like a different card on the bottom of their deck because they knew what was coming. But I decided against. I decided that it was not relevant enough to matter. Now, if I can keep an Azvolai here, I can continue to put pressure on my opponent. And honestly, if I can strip cards from my opponent's hand, I am just winning the game. Because, I mean, like, we have about 4 more turns, realistically, of 4 more turns of them pushing damage that we need to be worried about. Now, are they attacking me, or are they attacking something else? And honestly, you know, they've seen a lot of the good big red cards that they have. Like a second Combustible Courier hits. See, now they're boosting cards away to kill, like, dragons. Like, and we're just getting further ahead here. Like, that's the kind of stuff you like to see. Yeah, dominate. Kill that Ether Ashwing. Shake it in my boots. So we're going to pitch a Azvolai to play Billowing Mirage here. And then we're going to pitch an Billowing Mirage to play an Azvolai and just try to keep the pressure on our opponent here. Because again, if they start blocking, they're behind. Like, yeah, see, like our opponent blocking here, like, I mean, it's probably a card that they weren't able to use in their hand. So while it was probably a good decision by our opponent, it just, I'm also okay with that decision. Attack with Cromai, because we do gain an action point, so even if they decide to bust it here, it doesn't matter. Something that I think enough people don't realize, and I say that, you know, and I say this because this will probably shoot me in the foot as an aggro dash player. Most people can fatigue dash. Like, most people can block enough to fatigue dash just because of Like most decks can fatigue dash just because they have a lot of block threes. Like so, it's like the aggro dash game plan can be picked apart pretty easily, in my opinion, because you can just try and fatigue it and block it out. Like right now, we're winning the race, like which is crazy to me. It's just so funny how like the game swaps halfway through for Dromai. Or honestly, sometimes even against like like Dash, they get out ahead pretty quickly, and they're winning the game. Now this is a pretty good offensive hand. If they decide to kill some of our dragons here, then like we can pitch the blue Billowing Mirage, play Sweeping Blow, play Rake the Embers, and then Arsenal Sigil of Solace. Like I don't really know what our opponent's going to try and do here. They don't have a ton of options as far as like killing us goes. Yeah, see, they're boosting away cards and attacking us. Like this feels pretty good. Like they're not attacking us; they're attacking our dragons, and they're getting rid of their deck. Generally, when they get to about 15 cards, is when you're seeing the second cycle stuff. Generally, now it might not be exactly on the money there with my math. They're attacking me for 6. I'm going to block 6 here because I can still pitch Sigil of Solace and play Rake the Embers and put on a pretty good amount of pressure. And we get to leave an Ash behind. We deal an Arcane, come in, gain an action point, and we have 4 Ether Ashwings after this to attack with. I do have to say, this is, like I was talking last game, I think some people believe that the secret to beating Dromai with Dash is to bring in the pistol items and then still boost and try to play aggro, because that's how you beat Prism. That is definitely how you beat Prism, and I think some people are really trying to transfer that strategy over to Dromai. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know that that's the game plan. Like, that's not really what I've come up with. Because when you have those hands that have your busts in them, Borrow, CGO, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. When you're doing that and you have busts in your hand, you're forced to play them. And you're forced to play them because you've committed to this aggro game plan, and you need to keep having that game plan. Like, so it's hard. Like, it's tough to keep that up. So we're going to throw Sweeping Blow, Nekria, and Flamescale Furnace because I refuse to let this thing hit. And honestly, they wasted their Goliath Gauntlet and some of that stuff on that. And let me rephrase, they didn't waste. Like, they're cards that they have at their disposal, and they should use them. But me blocking, again, I am miles ahead right now. Signal Jammer. I've noticed some people play Signal Jammer in their dash list. I don't personally think it's correct. They're going to try and Talishar me after this. So the decision that I have in front of me here is basically take 8 and go to 14, and then I get to crash back in. Or I can block 4, take 4, and then attack for 5. So I'll take 4 to attack for 5. That is a winning line here. So I get to block with these cards, and then I have to take the Talishar. And then the cool thing here is that their Talishar is also gone. So after this, they have no weapon. Their Talishar is gone. They've seen one Teklo Pounder. I don't think they boosted away the other one. I mean, they also could only be on 2. A lot of people only play 2. I'm like one of the few people I know that actually plays 3. Okay, so we took nothing to deal 2. That is a winning exchange for us. It was going to be take 4 to deal 5, so this actually puts us a point ahead more. Like, I kind of like that exchange, honestly, because we took nothing and they took something. So, yeah, I mean, feels not bad. This hand is probably just a straight-up block everything and then attack for 2 again. If they leave us with 2 cards, we can pitch Dustup, play Ouvia. Or I guess we could pitch Dustup, play Nekria. It's probably better because it's 1 more damage and equally hard to kill. I mean, I guess not equally as hard because when they attack it for 3, it really does 4 to it, but I still think it's pretty solid. So I guess we're going to try and keep the Nekria and the Dustup here. They're attacking an Aether Ashwing for 4. Like, our opponent has lost the game. They just don't realize it yet. Wow, they left us with our whole hand here. Interesting. So it's 4 and I need 5. So I'm going to pitch Nekria, or I'm going to play Nekria pitching these. And then they have an Arcane coming in, and then if they pop this dragon, then so be it. I don't know if they have any left in their deck. Oh, it dealt damage from the Burn Them All. Oh, the dragon is actually what deals the arcane damage. That's interesting. I never realized that. So we actually are creating more ash by attacking that way, which is very valuable. And then we're going to start coming in with the Ash Wings. So last game, I made the comment that Rake the Embers is one of the scariest cards from a Dash player's point of view, at least from my point of view when I'm playing, because it creates so many bodies that you have to deal with, and death by 1,000 cuts is a real way to lose. So this game has basically, we're going to put Ouvia on top. This game has basically been that we played a Rake the Embers, and they've never dealt with the blowback so far. And you're seeing not only the score advantage, but the blocking advantage that comes from that. Wow, they had a bust and didn't play it. Well, I mean, maybe they feel like they just need to put pressure on us. I don't know. They're attacking Nekria for 6, boosting away like a yellow throttle, probably one of their last big value cards in the deck. They don't even have a pistol to just strip cards. Like, their Talashar's gone. They have no weapon. They have nothing. Like, are you getting a Teklo-Core here? Wow, they're playing 3 maximum velocities in their deck? Interesting. Again, I forget that my list is different and I'm only playing 2, but everybody else is playing 3. So, I really like pitch Optimai, play Yendurai, and then pitch Sweeping Blow to play Rake the Embers. Yeah. And then then we get to make 3, and no way I can win anymore. Smiley face, GG. Okay, so our opponent's on Talishar Dash. I took to the Prism game plan of Fatigue. Just block, fatigue you out. Now, it is worth noting I did not have any of the defense reactions, and I still ended the game at 24. I feel like playing heavy fatigue, like just playing hard, block out, and put pressure on you when I can, really helped me get ahead there, not only in the early game, but in the late game, because I had to block a lot early and then take a couple turns throughout the middle of the game, put things on the board, start pressuring my opponent, and then, you know, just try to close the game out. And they killed things as they saw fit. So yeah, I mean, that was just like that was a showcase there. You know, I felt like for the Dromai deck that like, and I've always felt like aggro dash cannot beat Dromai because of that problem, because Dromai will just fatigue you. I've always felt that way about this matchup. So it was kind of nice to be able to prove that from the other side without that experience. So yeah, another solid win for the Dromai deck here. But this seems like a terrible matchup for us. Sand Cover seems good. Oasis Respite seems good. Invoke Themai. So Themai actually doesn't seem bad here because yeah, Themai doesn't seem bad here because we can stop them from playing stuff during our turn. And I know this is going to sound weird, but I think I might just cut the Optimai, Tomeltai, and Dominia. Like, don't get me wrong, getting those into play and actually being able to like kill something would be awesome. But I also think that they cost too much, and multiple card dragons here are pretty bad for us. And I think we're giving ourselves a decent chance here. And we just want as many blues as we can have. Like, I'm honestly debating bringing in the Remembrance because it's an extra card. No, I don't think that's right. All right, Null Rune Gloves, and yeah, we're ready to go. This feels like this is not going to be a good matchup for me, honestly. With that in mind, I am excited to play against it. I don't know if they play Poppers or not. Good Lord. Now they got Nathan in on it too. Everybody's just texting me saying card advantage. Card advantage, or they're saying card disadvantage technically, but we need to figure out how to get Ashwings out there quick. So transform that, so now I have AB2. I mean, which is pretty cool. Our opponent is probably playing Singe. I played a red card, so this has Go Again. And then play Passing Mirage. I don't know if playing the Passing Mirage is correct there. Activates Kano, pitches Voltic Bolt. Okay. I mean, they do have AB, but play Tome Fyendal to draw 2 cards. Doesn't seem bad. Sonic Boom. What does Sonic Boom say? Please let me read the card. I'm going to pitch Miragai to play Rake the Embers. Alright, so I'm going to activate this. Play Kyloria. We're going to come in for 4, no Phantasm, and then the Sand Cover basically just gives me... it's basically just giving me like a... excuse me. Sand cover is basically me just like giving me a block and Ether Wildfire whenever we get that chance. I have to play this game pretty strategically, honestly. I'm going to choose to Arsenal this card. I'm going to put Azvolai on the top. I don't think that having Phantasm is more relevant than that. They pitched a Singe, played Dampen to kill my Kyloria. All right, we'll play Yendurai. We'll keep an Ash around. Like with Sand Cover, we basically just have to make sure that we're always keeping an Ash around. And right now, that's really where I'm at. Like, until we find an Oasis Respite, we're just going to try and ping in for damage as much as we can here. We'll attack for 3, no Phantasm. I will pitch the Burn Them All here to try and activate Furnace. I really just want to be able to put cards back into our deck. I don't think keeping the Tome Fyendal is a bad thing. Putting the Energy Potion in play is going to be big for me. Also like to see a Themai. Like finding a Themai would be pretty good for us. Making it to where Kano has to play on their turn, which honestly takes away a kill during it takes away the concept of them killing us during our turn. Oh. We'll pitch 2. I was like, and then they're going to kill our Ashwings, which is really good for them. All right. So let's see here. I don't know. Maybe we're going to pitch the Energy Potion here. Gains go again. I mean, we are leaving ourselves open to AB. Like, we're leaving ourselves open to pitch for AB is what I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm going to play this because there's no way to attack with my Yendurai here. It was a blue one that I played, right? Yeah. And then they are going to block. We're going to pass. We're slowly getting damage through here. Pitch Vynserakai to only take 1 here. You have to play Billowing Mirage. Turn 1 into an Ashwing, which gives us more AB. We're coming in for 3. So we're keeping pressure on our opponent. Do this, gain an action point, and then this also has go again. Activating Kano in response. I mean, they might be trying to go for it here. They decided not to reveal. And then we'll attack for 1 here. We'll just pass. Having the sand cover up is pretty beneficial. Yeah, them having another cinch here would be pretty bad for us. Sonic Boom. I will pitch to prevent 2, take 2, and then they can play it as though it were an instant this turn, if it does pan out that way. Pitch this, play Yendurai, target this Ash. We'll come in for 3. And we're getting to a point where like our opponent's gonna have to start going for it here before long, because we are putting this is a 10-point turn that we're putting on our opponent here, and if they're just gonna be blocking out every turn, that's fine. I would like to activate this. And then Rake the Embers is so good here. Like, Rake the Embers just gives us so much value here. Pitch to Ether Wildfire to activate Crucible, which is fine. What does this card do? So we're an instant. It deals that much plus 3. Alright, that's not bad. I pop Tunic for a resource. Okay. Ew. Or is it prevent 1 and pitch Azvolai here? Yeah, I think that's better. And then they're probably going to get to kill quite a bit of our board here. Yeah, I was like, leave us with not that much, honestly. And then play Kyloria. And then we'll say 4 no Phantasm. And we still have sand cover held up here for when we really need it. 3. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe this is not as good of a matchup for Kano as I thought it was going to be, because honestly, my first reaction was that Kano was going to be pretty favored here. Because we only have AB1, but I guess we really have AB on demand kind of in a certain way. Maybe we've also just drawn at really good times. I'm not sure. This is a weird hand. Yep, so they play Energy Potion and pass. I'm going to pitch Dustup to play Miragai. 4 double no Phantasm. It's a blowout. I will attack with the Miragai last here, but I will attack with it. Like, I do like attacking with the Miragai here. Like, I don't really know if Kano plays any poppers. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really think they play any attacks because it goes against the grain of their deck. But maybe they do to try and hedge for this matchup. I don't know. Like, it's a weird balance. And I'm probably going to end on the Dustup here to put more pressure on our opponent. We'll attack with everything we have, and then we'll end with a Dustup. Keeping the Passing Mirage here in our hand to be able to play, be able to pitch for AB. Because right now we have AB4 and a sand cover, which is insane. How many Tome of Aetherwind is that for our opponent here? Just 2? That's the card you gotta watch out for, Aether Wildfire. It does specifically say during an opponent's turn, so Themai just kind of shuts off their combo, which means they're playing Fair Kano, and I feel like almost any deck in the format can race Fair Kano. I honestly wonder who's favored Kano or Phi, because of, I mean, Phi puts on a lot of pressure really fast, but, I mean, you know, Kano can also just do a ton there. Hey, Kyle, for 20 months. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. September. That's right, man. That's right. Absolutely. I don't, like, do I need to refresh here? Yeah, okay, I did need to refresh. What? Okay, so our last match is against Kano, which, honestly, I thought going into was not going to be good. I thought that we just weren't going to have enough color, like we weren't going to have enough blues, we were going to be stuck with reds, we weren't going to be able to keep Ashwings because of the Singe card. Like, I just thought that was going to be an all-around nightmare. It was a pretty commanding showcase. Like, it was 29 to, like, 7 right before our opponent, like, conceded or disconnected or whatever happened there. Like, we were super far ahead. We had a sand cover in Arsenal, and we had AB4. With the Ashwings going on, so I mean we were in the driver's seat there. That felt really good. Overall, the league, like overall for the entire amount of games, the deck felt really solid. I really enjoyed it. I found this all dragons list that was also playing the Mage Master Boots Tome Fyendal combo, and I'm pretty sure I did that in most of the games where I actually did that and got that off. So it was pretty good to gain some life, draw some cards, and get some action points. I don't think I ever got to live the dream with Cromai and Tome Fyendal, but it does seem really good. Just overall, the deck feels really strong and really solid, which is kind of funny because before I started playing, I thought the deck was hot garbage. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. Thought the deck was pretty bad before I started playing. So I'm interested to play it some more and learn some more about it. And I feel like I learned quite a bit just in the 5 games that I played here. All right, well, guys, that was the video. I appreciate you stopping by and watching it. If you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if not, I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.